What's up, y'all? It's AJ Simmons. I'm coming to you live from my car, so you might hear some signal lights or some type of background noises, but just ignore that and get this message. Listen to me. Some of the most life-changing advice came to me in the form of insults or criticism, but it was able to help me. And so I'm telling you, because you might have somebody insult you or criticize you, that you might take it the wrong way, but I want you to know that if you listen to what's being told to you, you may be able to take a lesson from. I'm going to give y'all 3 examples of when this happened to me, and 2 of them came from YouTube comments, okay? The first one was a YouTube comment, and somebody told me on YouTube, they said, this was actually back in the day, like I probably say around about 2009, and this was when I was a full-time rapper, right? I went by Anthony Kane during those days. And I uploaded my video to YouTube. It was just a single, and I put it out. And y'all heard me before. Y'all know I can rap. You know, I ain't no secret about that. However, the guy blindsided me because I never heard anybody insult my music before. I always thought that I was the best. I always thought my music was so great, and it was, in which it wasn't bad. But what the person said was, they said, "You talk with a lisp, and you should stop rapping. Or you should stop trying to rap," is what they said. And when I tell y'all that, it hurt me a lot. Like, that threw me off, because I never heard anybody insult me like rapping, or insult my beats for that matter. So that was the very first time somebody insulted my music. And so while I think that they were absolutely wrong by saying that I should stop because I have a lisp, I speak with a lisp, but I also think that because I actually did stop, that kind of touched me. That wasn't the only reason I stopped. The actual reason that I stopped being a full-time rapper was because I had my daughter, and I made the conscious decision, believe it or not, young as I was at that time, I made the conscious decision that rappers have to travel on the road. At that time, that was how you pretty much got paid. We didn't have, I wasn't aware of all of the online ways to get paid now, but I was like, okay, well, I have to be on the road at night. I don't really like to go to the club, and then I didn't like to go to the club. Now I don't mind it, but anyway, and so I was like, I don't really want to go to the club, performing, etc., etc. And so I made the conscious decision to stop rapping because I wanted to be a family man, okay? But that also stuck in the back of my head for somebody to tell me that I need to start rapping because of the way that I spoke. And so it contributed to it. Now, it helped me because, like I said, it contributed to me stopping. And I'm going to tell y'all, it did pay off for me to start rapping. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I wasn't 100% invested. And therefore, I never was going to make it anyway, being half-assed in it. That's number one. Number 2, and I'm not saying that I'm not capable of making it. I don't want y'all to take that the wrong way. What I'm saying is, because of the effort that I was putting in, I had no chance. If I would have put all in, I guarantee you I would have made it as a rapper. But being that I didn't have all the effort put in, I wouldn't have made it. So that's number 1. And then number 2, it was better off for me not to rap in the first place, because it cost so much money. Like, all of the studio time, I didn't record my own stuff. All right, all of the, sometimes we used to have to pay to get in the club and perform and do open mics and do certain things, pay for photo shoots and, different means of advertisement and promotion, all of the things that come with that territory, okay? So it saved me a lot of money, and the money that it was saving me with the music, I was able to put that towards my business, because I actually had my first cleaning business during that time. And so instead of putting money into that, I was able to invest in what I specialize in now, which is cleaning, okay? So it actually, even though that criticism felt horrible to get, it actually helped me, okay? Now, that wasn't really a dead-on example, but I got a better one for you, okay? This was another one. I'm going to go to the one that was off of YouTube next, and then I'll wrap up with another one that came from YouTube. This one was a time, I would say probably in about 2013, 2014. I got pulled over by a cop, and he told, and my tags were altered, which means that I had the wrong decals on them, or whatever the case may be, on my license plate, okay? And so as he was checking my stuff, and I think I also had a bad inspection sticker, and everything was just bad. And so what ended up happening was, once he finished writing my ticket, my wife in the car at that time, she was my girlfriend, my 2 kids were in the back, and they were asleep, but I don't know if they heard it or not, but it really hurt me. The officer, once he finished writing me a ticket, he looked me dead in the eye, and he said, "Man, get your stuff together." And I felt so little, I felt so aggravated, I felt so small in that moment. Like, You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel with another person telling you to get your shit together? Like, that really and especially in front of my girl. Like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that in front of my girl. So, and this is a police officer, so I'm kind of powerless, number one. And then number two, he's right. I do need to get my shit together. You know what I mean? So that very next day, especially the reason why it bothered me the most was because I had I had all of that stuff wrong on my car. Meanwhile, I had the money to go get it fixed. It's just that I was doing what I was accustomed to. I grew up with my mom didn't do stuff like that, but I had relatives in my family who would do that. You know, and just drive with expired inspection stickers and bad decals and suspended lights. You know what I mean? So just like, I didn't care. I was reckless. I was doing what I was accustomed to. And so once that officer looked me in the eye and said that and really embarrassed me in front of my girl, that very next day I went and took care of every single thing, and I made sure it didn't happen again. And then when I went to court for those little infractions, they threw it out, they dismissed everything, and I walked off, and I felt good. And then it was even more embarrassing because when I got to court, I saw somebody that I knew in there, and they looking at me like, wait a minute, ain't you supposed to be, you know what I mean? Because even then I was building my brand. Like, ain't you supposed to be, AJ, what you doing in here over, you know what I mean, for not having your stuff straight? And so when it made me feel good that I was able to clean it up and explain the situation to the judge and get it thrown out. But it was like, again, it was criticism. It made me feel bad, but it was something that I needed to hear, okay? And then my final example is, it was a YouTube comment. Worst YouTube comment I probably ever got in my life. It really, really hurt me, all right? Because she touched something that I'm very self-conscious about, right? So, when I posted a video on my old channel, you probably still can search it now, if you type in AJ Simmons Range Rover. I posted a video titled, I Bought a Range Rover. Now, the video, obviously, y'all know how I do little titles that'll bait you into clicking the video, but there's always a lesson in it. And so really what the video was about was me saying how I bought the Range Rover after I bought my cleaning franchise, and my cleaning franchise is going to pay for it. Now, fast forward, like I told y'all, that was still a bad investment, whether I did it after I got the business or not. But that was a lesson for that video, was to make sure that for every liability, you get you an asset, okay? But the name of the video was I Bought a Range Rover. Now, the person that left this comment, I'm sure she wasn't even a subscriber. That was just somebody who was passing by because the title was catchy. I had a nice little thumbnail with my girl posing in front of her Range Rover because I bought it for her. And so the girl clicked it on the video. And she left a comment and she said, you shouldn't have got a Range Rover. You should have fixed your teeth. and you know, that shit hurt, man. And it hurt. And I deleted it. I had a long conversation with myself in my head on whether I should let it stay or whether I should delete it, because I don't like to delete comments. So, you know, I like to make sure everything is organic and real. And the only time I would delete anybody's comment off of my post or my YouTube video or anything is if they deliberately promoting something that goes that competes directly with what I'm doing. All right. But other than that, and sometimes I still won't even do that as long as it's helping people. All right. But when she said that, I had a dilemma. I was like, okay, should I delete this or no? Like, I'm thinking, okay, well, what would celebrities do? Like, if somebody left that comment on Jay-Z picture or Kevin Hart picture, or whoever, would they delete it? You know, I mean, they get 1 million of those types. But then I thought about it. I said, you know what? They get 1 million good comments for every 100,000 bad comments. Me, on the other hand, I got 10 good comments, so I can't afford one bad comment right now. So I did decide to delete it, but I didn't delete it from my mind. So I deleted it from that video, but I didn't delete it from my mind. And I kept that with me. And so even though I wasn't able to go fix my teeth right away, but now I'm working on it, right? And at that point, I took some steps and I put it on my agenda. Like, you know what? She right. She was absolutely right. Because like I told y'all before, I had no business buying that Range Rover at that time in the first place. Okay? But you know, when you're a new entrepreneur and you got all these people doubting you, which I did have, you want to prove them wrong so bad, so fast. But you have to learn how to take your time. And all of that stuff is going to come. I guarantee you, it's going to feel just as good to drive a Range Rover when you're 30 as it would have felt when you was 25. I promise you that. Or when you're 25 as it would have when you were 21. And I know that sound ugly. I know it sound too long to wait. But I'm just telling you the truth. You get it prematurely if you want to and see what happened, okay? So, my point is this for this video. Listen to criticism, but don't internalize it. You know what I mean? Take what you need to hear and dispose of the rest. Okay? So if somebody criticize me and say, oh yeah, you got 12,000 subscribers, but you can't get to 22. You know what I mean? Your stuff ain't good enough. Now that's something that I won't internalize at all. That's just ignorance, okay? Because like I'm damn sure capable of getting 22,000 subscribers, right? But when somebody tells me you should have fixed your teeth instead of getting a Range Rover, that was something I did not want to hear, and it was criticism. But you know what? Really, it was constructive criticism. She probably wasn't even trying to be constructive. She might have been trying to be malicious when she did it. I don't think she, honestly, when I read the post, I didn't even feel like it was malicious. But I felt like, I couldn't because what happens is, people are followers. And if I would have left that comment up there, 10 more people would have hopped up there and said, yeah, you right. Yeah, you know what I mean? And would have ran the whole nother way and everybody would have missed the point of the video. But again, man, make sure that you're taking criticism. Don't be open to criticism, but don't internalize what you don't need, okay? Listen to it, throw out what you don't need, and keep what you do need, okay? Sometimes it's going to be something that you didn't want to hear at the time. Sometimes it might hurt, but you got to take it. And you need to internalize, and you need to take that advice if it applies, okay? And so you got to have some type of consciousness in there, too, that know what applies to you and what don't, all right? But hopefully this video was able to help y'all. This is a little bit more self-help, motivational stuff versus practical. But y'all know I like to balance it out because you can't get it without both, all right? You can't get this business stuff without having the practical stuff too. So hopefully this video was able to help y'all. And I will talk to y'all soon. Thank y'all for watching. AJ Simmons.